All right, a few updates, even though the weather's not great today. Today is Wednesday, November 25th. Finally getting to the point where I can go back to maybe making a couple videos. Something that got done this week is finally got the lines run to the new shed. The electrician came out and did that, I guess the end of last week, beginning of this week. And so we have the two 2.5 inch lines, one for the 200 amp service going to the new shed, and the other is a future service that will go to the new shop that will be built next to the new shed in approximately somewhere between 5 and 7 years from now. So got the lines run, which I'm pretty excited about. And I'll go out to the shed and show you what we're going to do out there. So but yeah, I figured we're getting a little full on our power here, because we've got our main line coming in right here, and then this was the original box that we tied in so it's got the house service on it, and the house service is just buried in the ground. That's why we can't necessarily upgrade the house service. It's got a 100 amp panel, which is not necessarily the best, and that panel is completely full. And then we have the new 2-inch conduit that goes all the way to the existing shop, which is right there. That is the 200 amp panel in the shop to replace the 60 amp quasi sub panel that the previous owners put in. So that's happy with the power in the shop. In fact, we're going to run some power off of that before too long. And then we have the new 2.5 inch lines right here, and so that will be the new service for the shed for the new shed. And it's definitely cold today. And so these are the lines that we actually dug the trench and put it in July. So I'm going to go out to the new shed, and in fact you can kind of see the ground's already mostly frozen. So it's getting there. I think we got up into the high 20s today. So yeah, I'll go out to the new shop or new shed, and we'll go from there. All right, so here is the connections at the new shed. You can see we've already got the line pulled, from the other end. And what we're going to do, so these are our 2.5 inch pipes. This pipe actually right here is just going to get capped off, because to go to the new building, it can't come in this building. So it's actually just going to be capped off, and then eventually we might even have to dig down and we'll push it out, and it'll go to the new building, which will be 15 feet on the other side of that one. So that'll be that new building. So this will basically, we didn't want to run the pipe twice. That would be kind of absurd if we're paying to dig. If I'm renting the excavator and we're digging the trench, might as well get it done. At the same time, we went ahead and ran two 2-inch conduits from the back corner of that shed. If you look right there, the dog is chasing the cat. If you look right there at the back corner of that shed, there are two conduits, and so that one of them will actually house a COM cable. The COM cable, so it'll just be a Cat 5 cable, and the Cat 5 cable is going to provide internet to this building, so we can finish doing the security system on this building, much like I have on all the others. So I don't say a whole lot about that in the videos because you don't need to know about it. And actually some more work the electricians did is they finished upgrading all of the cameras around the place, which is nice. And so now I have basically a full 4K video system, which I really like so far. So anyway, that is this end. Those will actually go in their own junction box, and LV fittings, and they'll just go in the building. And then the breaker panel will be inside. So I'm going to go inside the building real quick. All right, so it is kind of dim in here. Fortunately, we'll be getting lights sooner rather than later now. But this week, actually over Thanksgiving, so starting tomorrow, the pallet racking should actually be here late this afternoon. I basically bought 4 more sections of that 8 foot by 8 foot tall, 4 foot wide racking that I can either put 2 or 3 shelves on. So that'll actually go this, it'll span basically from that piling right there, support, joist, whatever the hell you want to call it. It will go all the way down to that one right there, and that'll cover everything in the middle. That is my first set of racking. You can see that I've actually got the 322 up there. I wanted to see how everything worked. So I made a pallet for the 322, shoved it up there. So hopefully I can get rid of all this mess on the floor right here from my various projects, et cetera, everything that I have for sale and whatnot. Something else that, a couple other things while I'm in here. If I can get the camera to show me what it's looking at. Supposedly sold the Caterpillar generator. Super excited about that. So that'll be out of here. Guy's gonna come on, I don't know, sometime in the next couple weeks and look at it and hopefully pick it up. And even though you can't see this very well, about a week and a half ago, I picked up this equipment right here. And this is a Foley saw sharpener set. I hopefully will go into more detail later. I found it on Facebook, actually an auction that I wanted to go to and did not have time to go to. So hopefully I made the guy bought it from, hopefully I made his time worth it. But I was after this piece of equipment right here. This piece of equipment right here is a drill sharpener / tool sharpener. And so basically you can set it up to sharpen drill bits, things along those lines. So hopefully I'll get this installed in the shop here in the next couple weeks. That's actually one of the things we're going to run power for off of the new breaker panel that I was telling you about in the existing shop. Out here wise, I think the only other update, we are going to install, so the junction box for the power will go right back there. On that, where the wood is, if you can see that. And then we're going to run 3 LED lights on each rafter. There's a total of 6, or trusses, there's a total of 6 of them. So there'll be 18 lights in here. Each light is going to be somewhere between 7,000 and 8,000 lumens. So I think that should be gracious, plenty bright. We'll probably put it on 2 or 3 zones. One zone will be motion sensing. So when somebody walks in, the lights will come on, which will be kind of nice. And then we're going to go ahead and run power for garage door openers. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So in the future I can put garage doors in, and then we will run some just some drop outlets, 20 amp drop outlets at various places while we're in here. So now I'm going to go up to the old shop and show you a project that I'll have coming up in the next couple videos. All right, so the next project that I'm going to work on over Thanksgiving is this one right here. First off, I have no earthly idea why the box is so big. This part number is BW15939. So if you want to look it up to know what I'm doing, you'll figure it out real quick, or we can just pop the lid open and you'll figure it out. So now you see why I said the box isn't that big. Let me see if I can get the lid completely off. See what I'm doing here. Okay. All right. So what we have is we have a set of quick attach mounts for a 1 series. And in this particular case, which, oh yeah, the hardware is in there. We are going to put a quick attach, or I am going to put a quick attach on my X748 with the 45 loader. And I went ahead, you can buy these a little cheaper on eBay, but I went ahead and got the weldments, the fittings for the bucket. So got 2 of those, and I got 2 of the weld-on pins for the buckets. So we're going to do that, and we're going to see how it works. And the reason I'm going with, instead of fabricating something of my own design, which would undoubtedly be quite a bit cheaper, actually a lot cheaper, the reason I'm doing it this way is so if somebody wants to do this, doesn't necessarily have the skills, because I am not a very good welder, But if somebody wants to do this, we're going to see what it takes, what you have to modify to put this on an X748 with a 45 loader, or mainly just a 45 loader. There might be some areas that, you know, we need to focus on a little bit more than others. I think this rod right here is probably going to give us some heartache. The fact that it's got a grease fitting in the end and it feels solid. So we're